Yes. Mhm. Verse 11, 1 Peter 3, let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. Now, verse 13, and who is he that will harm you if you be followers of that which is good? Now, I've often asked myself how I could experience so much harm when I've been a follower of that which is good. Yes. Now, the eyes of the Lord, yes, they're over myself. Quite often, when I point out actual crimes of forgery and fraud and impersonating persons, appearing in court when you're not the actual individual that you say that you are, but you're not. Yes, yes. And I inform law enforcement of my wife having a look-alike that could have been paid for by Homeland Security. If I looked at the actual tampons of the employees of Homeland Security, Janet, yes, Jane, I know it seems very rude to ask exactly when you're menstruating, yes, but considering the number of times I've been arrested, yeah, the number of emails and videos that I've sent and made, yes, there's a possibility that somebody has been trying to cover up this idea, yes, that we can make lookalikes and twins of those that are American citizens. Now, as an American citizen, I would have expected that I'd be able to speak to Marilyn Van Proy. And there's this issue of Susan Bowers in a picture holding the adopted daughter, Legina. Yeah. And then there's this issue of sending court notices to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. Yeah. Now, if I find out that Mike Van Proyen paid the police, yes, to have me arrested because he got irritated that I kept mentioning that I wanted to speak to his wife, yes. What I did not see was the actual menstruation of Marilyn and quite possibly Marilee, Marilee 2 and Marilee 3. Now, this idea, okay, that you decided that you would have a top secret family that would impersonate the actual citizens of the United States. You'd put them in different nations of the world and then they would menstruate at the same time or a different time. Why don't you give me the bleeding of every dog today? Because it might be that you need a tampon. Now, this idea, as a man accused of domestic violence and child abuse, yes. Does the actual hormonal change during menstruation cause women to view men as lesser attractive than if they were ovulating? Yes. Let's say I was on trial. And I was going through the jury pool and I asked each of the women, yes, will you be ovulating on this day or will you be menstruating? Oh, see, quite often when being accused of a crime, yes, going through a trial, the attractiveness of the individual on the stand can affect the beliefs of those that are hearing the evidence. Now, for every woman that finds a man ugly during the first 84 hours of their menstruation because of their frustration and discomfort of menstruation, it could affect the actual verdict of the jury. Right. But for those that are estrogen, ovulation, or progesterone, it's possible that the actual physical appearance of a person does affect their judgment when having jury trials. Yes. Now, for myself, okay, I have informed law enforcement of the crime of taking my sons. Right. And instead of enforcing my civil rights, they decided to jail me again. Now, I'm going to need to know the jury pool, every jury notice sent out, and the approximate dates of the menstruation and ovulation of every woman that received a notice for jury duty. Because if you had, well, let's say it's approximately 6 to 12 jurors. Yeah, yeah. And all the women that were chosen by the prosecuting attorney or the public defender through that whole process, right, happen to all start the menstruation at the same time of the month. It would be as if half the jury was menstruating, yes, experiencing an immense amount of discomfort. Yes, they are. Not like you can just get up and say, "Excuse me, I got to change my tampon." Ouch! Now, I know, as a man, being accused of a crime, a Class C felony, yes, where they say I resembled an individual that was involved in a theft of some item or items, how many stores put out anything in front of their actual physical locations? Right, right, right. A value greater than $750. Now, I don't know what was stolen. You don't know. They didn't tell me. Now, but if they'd asked me, well, do you have this item or items? Yes, I could have said, sure. Just go to this location. You can find everything that I had stolen. Now, for those that do the jury selection process, yes, I'm going to want to know the actual effect. Ho, ho, ho.